Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We're going to talk about the Browns in Week 6 of the NFL. Uh, and we're going to talk about all of today's action, including tonight's Sunday night game. We'll talk about that. And we'll talk about the Cavs are having their third preseason game. And we'll get to all that. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. And it is a Steelers trivia question, who was the Browns' opponent today. Who caught the ball just inches off the ground and ran it for a 60-yard touchdown during the play called the Immaculate Reception? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. Well, the first major trade in another trade has happened this week. As you know, the Browns traded Joe Flacco from to the Cincinnati Bengals for a fifth round pick for that for a sixth round pick in the draft, and it was a fifth round pick in exchange for Flacco and a sixth round pick as well in 2026. Now, and I think this, I know it kind of, we didn't see it coming, but I think it didn't surprise us at all. Because I think we knew it was probably going to happen because Flacco had not been producing through the first four games and only had two touchdowns with this team. And we just felt, and it was just time for, uh, I think, for us to trade him. Uh, and unexpectedly, the Browns traded cornerback Greg Newsome II to the Jacksonville Jaguars to get cornerback Tyson Campbell to help improve the offense. And they also made another trade, and another trade the Browns had made this past week, which came just days before the game. Was a they traded they had, I think, made a trade. They've made another trade. I think, but they this past week, a few days just before the game. Uh, I think it was another one to help improve the offense. But I can't remember which one. But they have made some moves to help improve their offense in the ways that to really help the Browns get. But it did not bode well today for the Browns, and right now we're gonna get to that right now, as they did not have the game we were hoping for, because I thought this was a must win for the Browns today in Pittsburgh. They had not won in Pittsburgh since 2003 in 22 years. They were trying to end a 14-game losing skid in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers knows the Pittsburgh Steelers are hardly a finished product 5 games into the season, yet the parts are starting to come together, and they were on full display over 4 bruising quarters in a 23-9 victory over the Browns that made up for in toughness what it lacked uh, uh, in athletics. Rodgers threw for 235 yards and 2 touchdowns without being sacked by Myles Garrett or anyone else. The defense pummeled Cleveland rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel, and the Steelers asserted themselves as the class of the injury ravaged. Injury ravaged everywhere, but Pittsburgh, AFC North, beating the Browns at home for the 22nd straight time in the regular season. And the playoffs are a long way off, yet was what was once a distant vision has become a closer reality for a team that is starting to look like a contender in what is starting to look like a wide open AFC, or I should say a wide open AFC North. And that's what we want to be, and we've put ourselves in the position to start entering the conversation. Rodgers said before, cautioning a lot can happen. Already has just not to the Steelers. Pittsburgh at full strength on defense for the first time since the opener, overwhelmed the Browns while producing 6 sacks and hitting Dylan Gabriel 16 times. Ooh, not good. After 3 wins weren't decided until the final moments, the Steelers cruised. Pittsburgh never trailed and kept Cleveland out of the end zone, while Rodgers threw second half touchdown passes to Connor Hayward and DK Metcalf. Now, as the Steelers turned a rock fight into a bit of a blowout, we just had to bow up, and we did. And inside linebacker Patrick Queen said, in AFC North football, nothing is ever guaranteed. Well, almost nothing. Cleveland, with the exception of a playoff stunner in 2020, remained winless in Pittsburgh since 2023. Gabriel, a 3rd-round pick who took over since traded Joe Flacco last week, didn't turn the ball over, but failed to ignite an offense that failed to reach 17 points for the 11th straight time. Still, Browns coach Kevin Stefanski kept Gabriel in until the end, declining to give rookie Shedeur Sanders, evaluated to backup after Flacco was shipped to Cincinnati, a look. We know Gabriel is tough. He's going to keep fighting, Stefanski said. We're just around him. We've just around him, got to make some plays. Gabriel passed for 221 yards, but needed 52 attempts to reach that total in the face of a pass rush that seems to be getting better with each week. The Steelers benefited from the return of outside linebacker Alex Highsmith from an ankle injury, and defensive back Jalen Ramsey cutting through a hamstring issue that limited him in practice all week. Why is it starting to look the way that we desire? We get a full complement of talent, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin said. When we put this band together, we feel like we can do the things you saw today. Pittsburgh didn't exactly tear through the NFL's second-ranked defense. Then again, it didn't have to. Rodgers kept the chains moving, and by spreading his 21 completions, TD pass to Hayward in the third quarter and found Metcalf on a pretty lob to the right corner of the end zone for a 25-yard score early in the fourth that put the game out of reach. Garrett, Cleveland's star defensive end, will have to wait until the teams meet again the weekend after Christmas to add Rodgers to the list of quarterbacks he's sacked. Steelers left Broderick Jones making his first start protecting Rodgers' blindside with Garrett lining up across from him, held his own. Broderick was drafted to block guys like Miles. Steelers tight end Pat Freiermuth said of Jones, a first-round selection in 2023. He bailed out today. Jones and the rest of Pittsburgh's line prevented the Browns from taking Rodgers down even once as the NFL's active player maneuvered in the pocket and rarely held the ball long enough to pull his 41-year-old body in harm's way. The game plan going in is we wanted to keep Aaron upright and center Zach Fraser, said, we know that when we do that, he does great things. Rodgers might not move like he used to, and while the deep passing game remains largely non-existent on the one downfield shot, Rodgers took the ball and fluttered to the ground after falling short of a sprinting Metcalf. It hardly seems to matter. And we take care of the football. Don't turn it over. We're going to have a chance in any game, Rodgers said. Especially against Cleveland. Now, so we do have a defensive end, Joe Tryon. Shonika left with a hip injury and did not return. Tackle Jack Conklin left with a concussion. Wide receiver Gage Larved exited in the fourth quarter after taking a shot to the head from Steelers safety Deshaun Elliott. Now for the Steelers, safety and special teams ace Miles Keller exited with a knee injury in the first half. Defensive back Darius Slay left with a shoulder injury in the third quarter. Now the Browns are home to host Miami next week, and the Steelers go to Cincinnati for Thursday night football. And I will give you the scoreboard in just a moment. But right now, it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. And here it is. Who caught the ball just inches off the ground and ran it for a 60-yard touchdown during the play called the Immaculate Reception? If you said Franco Harris, you are correct. Rookie Franco Harris was Rookie of the Year in that year. Jerome Bettis wasn't playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers at the time. Terry Bradshaw was the quarterback for the Steelers. Emmitt Smith wasn't playing at the time. And now I have another question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. And right now, I have to give the game balls, unfortunately, to the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, 21 of 30, pairs and attempts, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. DK Metcalf, 4 receptions, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. And I think it's Jalen Warren, uh, 11 attempts and 52 yards. And Dylan Gabriel, I had, I'll tell you how the Browns, the top three who are in the Browns, but I'm not giving the game balls to them. Dylan Gabriel, 29 and 52. Appears in attempts, 221 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Quinshon Judkins, 12 attempts, 36 yards. And Harold Fannin Jr., 7 receptions, 81 yards. And right now, we're going to go to the scoreboard, and I'm going to tell you how I did how my brother and I are doing in our picks of the week right now. We're going to start with the one that took place this morning. The Denver Broncos beat the New York Jets 13-11 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, England. And I took Denver in one, and so did my brother-in-law, Arakoya. And we go back to the Thursday night game, and I give the game ball for the morning one to Bo Nix. The Thursday night game we go back to. The New York Giants upset the Philadelphia Eagles at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, on the Giants' home turf, 34-17. We both took Philadelphia. My brother-in-law and I, we both lost on that one. And I give the game ball to Jackson Dart. I give it to him. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, 20-12. And I give the game ball to, I got to see who I'm giving it to this time. Sam Darnold, Juju Smith, Najiba, and I think it's Kenneth Walker III. I give them to them. They get the game balls for that one. And I took Seattle and I won. And my brother-in-law took Jacksonville and he lost on that one. And the LA Chargers in the final seconds kicked a field goal and were able to get a victory over the Miami Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium, Miami, 29-27. Miami led. They really fought hard, but they could not come away with the victory. I give the game ball to Justin Herbert. I give it to Justin Herbert. I give it to him. And so I give them to him. And I took the Chargers and won. My brother-in-law took Miami, and he lost. The LA Rams beat the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson missing another game this week. He missed today's game. 17-3, they beat him. I give him to Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. I give him to them. I took the Rams. I won on that one, and so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. And the Indianapolis Colts beat the Arizona Cardinals. They scored a touchdown in the final 2 minutes to beat them, 31-27. I give the game ball to Daniel Jones. I give the game ball to, and Arizona fought hard, but they just could not get the victory. They couldn't get over that hurdle. And I took Indianapolis and won. My brother-in-law took the Colts. He also won on that one. We both won on that one. The Carolina Panthers at their home field, Bank of America Stadium, upset the Dallas Cowboys 30-27 today. And I give the game balls to Bryce Young, and because he threw a great touchdown pass, and they managed to score a touchdown and get that win. And actually, it was a field goal they kicked. Excuse me. It was tied at 27. Carolina kicked a field goal. They got in the field goal range, kicked a field goal in the final seconds and won. I took the Cowboys and lost, and so did my brother-in-law. We both lost on that one. The New England Patriots beat the New Orleans Saints at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, 25-19. And I took New England in one. I took that. And so did my brother-in-law. He won on that one. And I have to give the game balls to. No, I didn't want that. And I have to give I give the game balls to. I gotta see here. I think it's Dave May. I think Drake May. I give them to him. New England's quarterback, and Keyshawn Bouncy. I give them to him. They get the game balls for that game. The Browns lost to the Steelers 23-9. I took Pittsburgh in one, and so did my brother-in-law. We both won on that one. Although I did want the Browns to win because I felt it was a must-win. And that rounds out the early games. Now in the late games today, the late afternoon games, the Las Vegas Raiders held on to beat the Tennessee Titans 20-10, and Tennessee falls to 1-5. The Raiders go to 2-4, and I give the game ball to I think it's. I'm gonna assume I give the game balls to from the Geno Smith, Ashton Gentry, GT, and Michael Mayer. I give them to them. They get the game balls in that one. And I took the Raiders, and I won. My brother-in-law took the Titans. He lost. That was another one my brother-in-law and I didn't agree on. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the San Francisco 49ers 13-9. Baker Mayfield just had it together today in this game. And San Francisco struggled, but they just could not get closer in the fourth quarter. And so I give the game balls to Baker Mayfield. And I give one to Baker Mayfield and Rashad White and Cameron Johnson. I give them to them. And I took the Buccaneers and won. So did my brother-in-law. He took them as well. We both won on that one. And rounding out the late games, the Green Bay Packers beat the Cincinnati Bengals at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, 27-18. And Joe Flacco made his debut start with the Bengals today. And but I have to give the game balls to the Packers to Jordan Love. I give them to him. I give him a game ball. Jamar Chase, former Cincinnati Bengal, and Chase Brown, and oh wait a minute, I said the wrong one. I said the wrong. Jordan Love, I give them to him, and Josh Jacobs. Excuse me, that's Josh Jacobs, not Jamar Chase or Chase Brown, and Matthew Golden. But Flacco had 45 carries and attempts, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions today. And so, and that rounds out today's action. And I took Green Bay in one, so did my brother-in-law. He took Green Bay as well. And right now, I am 10-2. And my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle, I have to flip a page here, and I will tell you that he is 7-5 right now on his picks right now. So we'll see what. Right now, the Detroit Lions and Kansas City are battling out Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. It's second quarter, 6:55 to go. First and 10 the Lions 19. Detroit has the ball. They're up 10-6 right now. And I have Detroit, and so did my brother-in-law. He took Detroit. I took the Bills, and so did my brother-in-law for the first Monday night game, the early one. The other one we don't agree on is Washington and Chicago. That's the fourth one. So we'll see what happens with those. Uh, Real quickly before I do go, because I'm running out of time here. But I wanna mention that the Cavs have had their third are having their third preseason game tonight, and it's in the fourth quarter. 9:24 to go, and it's 113-79. Ooh, Celtics right now are pulling out the Cavs, but these preseason games don't mean anything. But I think the Cavs will do well. And boy, it's been a hard. This one's been a. But the Cavs just scored a two-pointer, and it's 81, 113-81, and so they're down by 32 points right now, and I'm not holding my breath on them coming back to win this one. So and I want to see. It was Greg Porter Jr. with that defensive rebound. He scored that two-pointer. And actually, it was Jalen Tyson that scored that two-pointer. Excuse me. So we'll see if the Cavs can make the comeback, but don't hold your breath on it. But just bear in mind, this is only preseason right now. So, but the NBA kicks off the season, regular season kicks off for the Cavs October 22nd against the New York Knicks in New York. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scout Sports 101. And I'll be back this week or next weekend with another podcast. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.